Alright, we're busted. The jig's up, the cat is out of the bag. Yes, us white people, we've been kidnapping and hypnotizing black people for years now. But, you know, we've been busted. I guess we're gonna have to start, you know, kidnapping and hypnotizing Asians, I guess. God damn it. Hello and welcome to Movies with James. Today we're talking about Get Out, the acclaimed Jordan Peele movie that has a whopping 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Actually, it dropped to 99 today, but it was 100% for a long time. People are going nuts about it. The reviews are insane. People are literally flipping their shit about this movie. Before I saw the movie, I'm like, how did they get a movie to be 100% on Rotten Tomatoes when it's just about a bunch of crazy white people? I mean, white people are so normal and down to earth and reasonable and non-violent and non-judgmental and so kind. I don't understand how they can make a movie about crazy white people. However, all the thoughts and preconceptions you have about this movie, all the things you think it's going to be about and want it to be about, take all those thoughts and give them to a homeless person, because this movie is nothing like you think it's going to be. Alright, so Get Out had 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's some pretty high praise. Jordan Peele directed it. Keegan-Michael Key was not with him, which I was a little concerned about. I like them in the team formation, but sometimes you gotta do a little solo career. Gotta pull a Sting, or an Ozzy Osbourne, or Henry Rollins. Just do your own thing sometimes. I get it. So the film stars Daniel Kaluuya, Allison Williams, who is what we call in the scientific community so fucking hot, Bradley Whitford, Catherine Keener, Caleb Landry-Jones, and Little Rel. So for those of you that don't know what Get Out is about, you're probably living under a rock or, you know, smoking a little too much rock. But for those of you tweaking out right now, I'm gonna give you a little synopsis. So Get Out is about an interracial couple, Daniel Kaluuya and Allison Wilson, who go to visit Allison's family, okay? But they're all white and he's black, and he's like, I get a little nervous around, you know, too many white people. And she's like, it's cool, don't worry, my parents are super not racist. He would vote for Obama if he could again. And Daniel's like, oh, that makes him okay. So they get to the family's house and everything's a little off. They have black workers around the house, they have a maid, and it seems to be a little off. Everyone kind of acts a little weird. The mom's a hypnotist and Daniel gets hypnotized. It ensues with kind of a, what the hell is going on here? It kind of boils down to Daniel realizing, oh shit, these people are hypnotizing black people. I better get out. But it's much more than that. That's just kind of the synopsis without giving away what's going on. There's so much more layers going on. There's layers upon layers. The last thing I want to go over, I've been reading a lot of reviews on the internet and people are trying to make a bunch of like connections to the political and social ramifications of this film. Stop doing that. It's just a movie. The best way to ruin a movie is try to make a connection to some political or social ideology, and then it gets all jumbled up with like opinions. And no, it's a movie, people. It's a cool idea about a movie. Zootopia was a good movie, but then people started talking about how it's a social thing about bullying and diversity and blah 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 blah. Zootopia is a movie about a bunch of animals living in a city and they're all vegan and don't eat each other. It makes no sense. I liked Zootopia actually when I first saw it. I'm like, it's a funny movie about animals living in a city. But no, people are making a whole thing about how it's all about, you know, inclusion and blah 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 blah. They're just movies. It's a cool story to entertain you. That's all it is. It's a movie. Movies have no motive behind them. They're to entertain you. That's the point. So if you're not entertained, it's a bad movie. If you're entertained, it's a good movie. It's not a little message in any way. Alright, so the goods of the movie. It has amazing character development. There's actually a concrete story going on. It's not just a bunch of horrifying images. There's actually stuff going on. It's compelling. It reveals things. Things are learned. Things are thought, then it's undone. It really develops over time. It's like a fine wine. The story is so neatly put together, everything wraps itself up. Like clearly this is well thought out in the script. Each piece has an answer to it, and then there's little clues, and things are answered, and then you go, oh shit. It's such a good story. It's not just a horror story. There is still horror aspects to it. The suspense. It's killer. Most like pop-out scenes are just to jump out at you and be useless. No, this movie does a great job of being scary and suspenseful with like violins and creepy things, but instead of just like popping out some monster face, it does very strategic ways of scaring the viewer. There's not a bunch of just monsters popping up. It's very well done, like, you know, out of place things. Instead of having, you know, a zombie head with blood jump in your face, no, it has like an out of place person that kind of is creepy. The whole concept of horror is not to be like vulgar and disgusting, it's to be out of place and kind of create a contrast in normal and not normal, because that's scary. That's why little girls going, hello, in the middle of the night are terrifying, because what the fuck are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here, that's out of place. That's why it's scary. Out of place is scary. And he did a killer job doing this. It kind of emulated, well, I'm not saying he's copied them, but it was very similar to The Visit by M. Night Shyamalan, or any kind of Hitchcock style of scaring. Very cleverly done and doesn't require a lot of just gore. The way they made the viewer uncomfortable was very well done. Instead of just showing violence or gore, they used like confinement and the way they used the camera angles and stuff. I want to think Jordan Peele was kind of influenced by the movie Under the Skin. I saw a lot of similarities between these movies. The biggest thing I noticed, and also critics agree with, it doesn't really have a specific genre. It's suspenseful, it's dramatic, it's funny, it's creative, it's horror, but it's also story driven. There's all these elements of different kind of movies in it. There's a lot of little jokes. Little Rel, he's amazingly funny in it. There's a lot of little hidden funny jokes kinda, like when he's in the horrifying white people's basement area. There's a ping pong table and a foosball table. Like, it's just funny, like, ah, you white people with your little games, ah. Allison Williams, oh damn. See, I liked you because you were so fucking hot. But guess what? I found out you're also so fucking talented. Good job, A+. I bet your dad's proud. Or maybe not, he has high standards, who knows. The best scene in the movie, my favorite scene by far. It's a very small scene and most people won't notice it, but I thought it was the best scene. I don't want to give it away too much, but just look for the Fruit Loop scene. There's a scene where she's eating Fruit Loops and oh god, I loved that scene. It was best scene in the movie, hands down, best scene in the movie. The movie would not be the same without the Fruit Loop scene. I love the Fruit Loop scene. And probably the biggest reason this movie is getting high reviews is because when you think it's winding down and kind of, you know, summing up the movie and, you know, gonna come to a conclusion, it just ramps up and answers even more questions and asks even more. There's no real lulls to the movie. It'll go, okay, that happened, now it's going down. Oh shit, a lot of oh shit moments, very oh shit filled. This movie's kind of like having chronic diarrhea. Every few minutes you're like, oh shit. Alright, the bads of the movie. Not a lot of bads, but a few things I want to touch on just because I noticed them and no one's really talking about the bads of the movie and I figured, hey, there's bad parts of everything. Let's talk about it. One thing I noticed when I was watching the movie, but it's kind of summed up in the end, but I thought it was kind of funny and a little out of place. So the hypnotized black people in the movie, they kind of talk weird. You've seen the commercials. And they kind of act a little white. They're not acting white, they're acting insane. One scene in Daniel Kaluuya says the word snitch and one of the hypnotized black people goes, snitch? Snitch? Like she doesn't know the word snitch. White people know the word snitch. We're always snitching on people. Mom, Connor won't let me play Xbox. Dad, Abigail took all the sunscreen. White people love to snitch. It's our favorite word. But I get the concept of what the movie was trying to do. I just think the word snitch should have been a word that the person knew. Here's an actual issue I have with the movie. Clearly it's sponsored by Windows. I hate this shit so much. Like, why can't, they can never subtly show a brand name. It's always so fucking just, we're paying you money to be in the movie. We're paying you money. There's multiple scenes where people are using Microsoft Surfaces in bed on their lap. This is impossible to use in bed. I've tried. Clearly Microsoft paid them to say, hey, can you use the Microsoft Surface in bed to let people know it works in bed? It fucking doesn't. Microsoft, god damn it, stop tricking us. Pissed me off so much, man. Pissed me off. And the last thing about the movie I had an issue with is that, you know, this movie, although it's good, great concept, it's definitely going to cause some issues in the world. The amount of people in interracial relationships is going to drop off a few percentage points. People are going to go, oh shit, they're gonna hypnotize me. I'm not gonna date a white girl. Not gonna happen. So it's definitely gonna decrease interracial relationships, kind of like the movie Teeth did to one night hookups. People see it and go, oh, I'm not gonna risk that. It's probably not gonna happen. Actually, it's almost guaranteed not to happen, but I'm not gonna risk that. That's not gonna happen to me. I'm not gonna even risk that. Alright, it's time to review this movie. I do it in 5 categories: story, acting, production, creativity, and watchability. Let's begin. So the story. I love that there's no actual theme to the movie. There's suspense, there's drama, there's horror, it's a thriller, but it's funny and story driven. So many things going on here. I guess it's what the critics would call a genre-defying movie, but I'm just gonna call it a really good story. Every time you think you know what's gonna happen and you go, oh, I see this coming, I know it's gonna happen. No, 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 no. It'll flip it on you and just be creative as hell. The end scene, killer. A few little hidden things you go, oh, that's going on. Oh my god. 5 out of 5. Acting. Daniel Kaluuya, his eyes. I can't get over his eyes. They're so emotion-filled. Like, I just feel sad for the man. He really embodies sadness in the movie occasionally. Just his eyes really just, whoa. Daniel Kaluuya, he's been on my radar for a while. I watched his episode of Black Mirror a while ago. Black Mirror, by the way, I highly recommend you watch Black Mirror, unless you're not okay with talking about Black Mirror every 10 seconds. Hey dude, have you seen White Christmas? I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? If you watch Black Mirror, all I'm saying saying is you're gonna annoy everyone you know. Allison Williams, congratulations on being so fucking hot and so fucking talented. We're all jealous of you. Lil Rel, he was hilarious in this movie. He kind of reminded me of Anthony Anderson in Kangaroo Jack. Just a funny dude, added a lot of comic relief. The style of humor, it was killer. Caleb Landry Jones had this creepy haircut, creepy mustache, creepy accent. Really creeped me out. He played like the creepy brother. Me personally though, I would have cast more of a Winklevoss looking guy. This guy was a little too, I don't know, just dirty looking to me for me. But yeah, he did a good job. But not as good as Allison or Daniel, that's all I'm saying. I'm gonna give acting a 4.5. Production. Okay, that was amazingly done. The way they used the classic pop-outs, not the horrifying pop-outs, with the good suspense and the Hitchcock style and the M. Night Shyamalan visits inspired and the kind of the relation to Under the Skin with the effects. The horrifyingness without being just, you know, horrifying, if that makes sense. They're making you scared and uncomfortable without really showing that horrifying and scary stuff, just the way they do it and the sounds and the pop out and the filming. Amazingly done. 5 out of 5. Creativity. Interracial couple goes to a house. The house is run by psychopaths who hypnotize black people and they gotta get out. 5 out of 5. Watchability. But this is really the piece de resistance of the movie. You gotta keep watching it because like, how is this gonna end? How is he gonna get out? He's here, how is he gonna get out? There's a lot of, you know, creepy shit going on. I don't want him to get the hell out of here. And then like things ensue and you're like, oh damn, you better get the hell out. 5 out of 5, watchability. 5 plus 4.5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5.
It's 24.5.
24.5 times 4.
It's 98.
98, that's not 100, it's 98. Yeah, it's a great movie. It's a great movie. But I don't know what the hell they were thinking giving it 100%. You don't give a movie 100%, you can never give a movie 100% unless it's like really, really good. Like Ex Machina, that's 100% right there. That should be 100%. But this movie, it's not Ex Machina. Pfft, where's the robots? There's no robots. You cannot have a 100% movie without a sex robot, that's all I'm saying. Some final thoughts on this movie. I hope people don't, you know, listen to the movie and think all white people are gonna hypnotize them. Only some of us will, not all of us, you know. Actually, thinking about it, I'm not saying all white people are hypnotists, but all hypnotists are white people. So, actually, I would watch out for them. I just hope this movie doesn't have the teeth effect, but it might, who knows. So, why don't you get out of your, you know, mom's basement and go see Get Out, bitch.